What's up, y'all? It's your man, Life with Ty. I'm back with another video on today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my team. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell. Click that bell, baby. So that way you won't miss any more content that I have that is on the way coming. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get up in this video. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. Okay, y'all, so as y'all can tell by the title of this video, yes, in this video, I'm going to be talking about every job that I've had from 2015 up until now in 2022. So if you got a snack, lay on back, chill out, and let's get ready for this one. Okay, so this starts back in 2015. That was after I first graduated from a 2-year technical college. So I decided to just go ahead and get me a job. Because, being a grown man, I wanted to work. A grown man that don't work, don't eat. So it was the year 2015. I was about 25. I was 25 years old at the time. So my first job was at McDonald's. I didn't want a fast food job, but I was like, I'll take just about anything at the moment. So I prayed and prayed for a job. My leaders, they helped me pray for a job, and thank God through the prayers I was able to get the job at McDonald's. So it was not hard for me to get the job, been interviewed, they called me back in for orientation. I went ahead and got my uniforms and everything, started my training and everything. And I want to say about 2.5 years that I worked at McDonald's, I had my ups and I had my downs. I did like working the job. It was times where sometimes doing fast food do be kind of stressful sometimes, especially sometimes with the people that you work with. It depends on who you work with. So I was just, and then I kind of wasn't the fastest one neither. But, I did work on my speed and fixing the sandwiches and everything. They started me off on the grill first to where I was cooking the food. I got good at that. Then they started putting me on fried products. I got good at that. They had me rolling the burritos and stuff like that. That was actually supposed to be the grill manager's job to do that, but they had me doing that. I was good at that. So they had me doing like different things around the store, doing a little bit of maintenance work and stuff like that. I didn't mind it, but I know sometimes, say like if business starts getting real slow, then they're just going to tell you find something to do. You can't stand around because I get bored standing around anyway. So it's like I try finding me something to do. Even if I just keep on wiping everything down and sweeping and mopping, restocking and everything, I did that. So, I always kept myself busy. So the job was good, but it was a few things about it that I didn't like. Some of the people I really didn't care for. It was one dude who tried to fight me, all because he was on the grill and I was on the table making the sandwiches, and every time I called out a tray that was out, then he'll get mad at me. But you supposed to do your job. And I had one manager actually ask me about being a grill manager, but then after a while she wanted to act stupid as if she didn't know what I was talking about. So here's the thing. Working at McDonald's, it's a good place to start, but it's not a good place to stay at forever. It is a good place to start at if you're a teenager still living with your mama and your daddy and still depending on your mama and your daddy. I'm going to put it like that. But when you become a grown man or a grown woman, you got kids, you got this, you got that, you're really not getting paid that much. So at McDonald's, I was not getting paid that much. I wasn't even a full-time worker. I was a part-time worker, making a little bit over $200 every 2 weeks. So I was getting paid $7.25, but then they bumped my pay up to $8.15. I still wasn't making but a little bit over $200, so I wasn't bringing home but nothing but a little bit over $400 a month. That was not enough to help me get through my bills. So I'm gonna just say this: McDonald's is pretty much a chump change job, to where they only pay you a little bit. If I can't get paid what I'm worth, and I know I'm a good worker, then it's time for me to go. I stayed there for about 2.5 years. And, I kept praying to the Lord, waiting for a sign. Lord, please send me another job. I want another job. And then now, the next job moves on to, to the next job that I'm going to talk about in the next clip. Okay, I'm back, y'all. So, the second job that I got after McDonald's was Walmart. Okay, so how that process started, I talked with my granddad, and he asked me how much I was making at, if my nose itching, I'm sorry. Hey, this is unfiltered. Hey, it is what it is. But he asked me how much I was making at my job, and I said I only make like a little bit over 200. I'd be lucky if I made 3. So he said, "Huh? That's all you making?" He said, "It's time to move up. It's time to get you a grown man job now. It's time for you to start making some grown man money." So he suggested for me to try Walmart. Walmart was where the money was at. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try Walmart. So I tried Walmart. I went ahead and did the application. I went straight to Walmart the next day, or that same day that I did my application over the computer. And I finally talked to the manager. They said he wasn't going to be able to get to me that day, but then after a while, as I was walking out the door, one of the managers came and called me back and said, hey, come back. He got time to talk to you, come back. That was God right there. So I hurried and I walked back. I talked back to the supervisor who was over the department that they was putting me in. At that time, I was on cap 2. Okay, so about cap 2 at Walmart, it's a pretty easy job. All you doing is just unloading stuff, like a lot of freight and stuff off the truck, and it goes down the line, and then it goes down in its individual thing, like where the department is at, and then you just take it and stack it up neatly on pallets. And then after the job is done, you stock some of the stuff up on the shelves, or and then later that night you pulling the pallets out to the floor. It's really not that much of a hard job. It's kind of easy, but when I first started there, I was really struggling. So when I first started, I was moving real slow. I really didn't know where anything went by the numbers and this and that. I had to start using a handheld on me to try to figure out where did everything go, because it's some stuff I know about heart where it go, a lot of stuff I don't. So the supervisor, one of the supervisors, he was kind of threatening on letting me go if I can't work on my speed. But then one of the managers was like, "Don't worry about him. He's stressed out, so he gonna try to stress you out. You doing good." But I did have to improve my speed, cause like I said, I'm not the fastest one. And here's the thing: I don't like being rushed. I can't rush myself, because if I end up rushing, then I'm gonna end up, because I do get kind of anxious, and I done had like a panic attack one time before. So now that I'm diabetic, I can't rush, and I can't let my stuff get all worked up because I get too anxious. So I never rushed. Sometimes they try to act like a bunch of female dogs about not having stuff done when they want it. they try to get you to do a job in 2 hours that takes about close to 5 or 8 hours to do, especially if you're doing it by yourself. I didn't like that about that job. I didn't like that they try to rush you and try to force you to do some stuff, doing this, doing that. Sometimes they had our department doing stuff that we wasn't even supposed to be messing with. So I don't know how it is now because I ain't even there no more. So I was only there for 2 years. 2 years. And then the year of 2020, that was the year that I lost my job. I got fired because of my attendance. I was always late. And here's the thing. I was always late because at that time I had a second job, and sometimes doing that second job had me being late to Walmart almost all the time. I had no time balance. So that was why the job got harder at Walmart. And then also it was starting to get very strenuous on my body. Like I threw my back out one time to where I had to go to the hospital. I was the whole entire time on that job, I was pulling my sciatic nerve in my back and I didn't know it. So I'm glad that I got fired. And then like I got fired like a month after COVID hit. And COVID was hitting up in that store. The workers was catching it. So I'm glad, the Lord just picked the right time on me not to keep that job no more, because I actually lost my job a month after COVID first came out. So, anyhow, done with that. On to the next job. Okay, so my third job was actually my own driving business. It's called Pilots Transportation. That was the name of my driving business. I had my own business. I was licensed. I was registered through the Secretary of State, everything. I was straight up legit, and I mean legit, legit. Okay. Let me stop. But I had my own business. It was doing real good. I was bringing in a good bit of money. I'm not going to say how much I was bringing in because I ain't about to have nobody trying to rob me, trying to watch me and stuff like that. No. I ain't doing that. But with this job, I had a lot of customers. I was doing a lot of driving, doing everything by myself. I was making a lot of money. It was bringing a good bit of money in the house. So I did that for probably the rest of that year. But then in November, the van I was driving broke down. The engine finally conked out. That van that I had, it has so many issues with it to the point to where I couldn't even keep up with getting the thing fixed. And then the engine was bad anyway. It was starting to get a knock in it. I was already starting to pick up that the engine was going to end up blowing out on me eventually. I was already picking it up. It was already getting revealed to me that van was going to let me down. That van was pretty much kind of a lemon. Halfway a lemon. I'll put it like that. If you get confused, So, my van broke down in November 2020. After that time, I had no job. 2021, that was when those stimulus checks started coming out. I was going to use that to get me another car, but then my other bills was piling up. And I had to handle that, so I couldn't get my car like I wanted. Then I was supposed to have gotten like a mid-size SUV, but because I didn't have the money, and I'm going to make another video about the history of the cars that I had and the cars I was supposed to get. I'm going to make another video about that. But yeah, I was supposed to get that. Because I had no job, because I had no money, I couldn't get it. And I understand that a lot of people is not going to be looking out for you and taking care of you because, you grown. I'm a grown man, so ain't nobody going to be taking care of no another grown man. Ain't nobody gonna be taking care of anybody grown. Like, I struggled all of 2021. I struggled all of last year. I had to walk everywhere I had to go. In the heat, in the cold, in the rain. I had to walk everywhere I had to go. But then I met this special friend on Instagram. Thank God for him because, he was helping with paying my phone bill to keep my phone on because my phone was off for so long to the point to where they actually took my number and gave it to someone else through another carrier. So I had to get a whole nother number. So I had to go through all that stuff like that. I struggled. I had to walk everywhere. I had to depend on people. And with me, that's one of my weaknesses. I'm way too independent. I don't like depending on people because it's like a lot of times people half the time don't be wanting to do anything for you. Even if I ask for help, even if it sometimes be my family or sometimes be friends, sometimes people ain't gonna do anything for you. A lot of people didn't want to help me, so I suffered in silence. I didn't let nobody know what I was going through. I suffered it in silence. And then thank God this year in 2022, I did say, Lord, whatever opportunity comes my way, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to jump on it. So that was when I jumped on this next job that's coming up in the next video. Hey guys, I'm back again. So this is the last part of the video right here. So the last job that I currently have now is the city of Florence. So I do work for the city as a public works worker, as a utility maintenance worker. I help fix leaks, leaking pipes, broken pipes, fixing mains and stuff like that. I help out with that stuff. It does make good money. So how I got that job last year, well, this year really, how I got that job this year, I used to walk to the store that's close, like around the corner from my house. I saw one of the city of Florence workers like in the neighborhood that was working on the pipes in the trailer park that I live in. And this guy was the guy that I always used to see come to McDonald's on their lunch break, like almost every day. So I been knew him for some years. And he and my uncle used to work together. So when he saw me walking by, that was when he told me about the job and they was hiring, and he said that he wanted to be the one to train me, because I did let him know when it comes to the stuff that y'all do, I don't know nothing about doing it. I don't know nothing about fixing no pipes, broken pipes, water mains and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about doing none of that stuff. I don't even know too much about a lot of the tools that they use. But he said you don't have to have experience. We're gonna train you. We're gonna teach you everything. And so far, I had that job for 2 months. I done been at the city for 2 months, and I just want to say, so far, I'm learning a lot of things. I'm learning about fixing the pipes and how to clean them, and and digging. We have to dig a lot to get to the pipes and stuff like that. I'm learning to do that. It's like I'm learning everything what I'm supposed to learn. I'm learning a lot of stuff. So how I got the job, he told me about the application. I applied online. He told me what site to go on, told me the people to talk to. They had a big hiring event at the Paramore Basketball Center. So I went to the basketball center. I talked to one of the guys who works in our department that was doing the hiring. He did my interview, and so far the interview went real good. He said that they was gonna call me back probably about a few weeks later, about probably 3 weeks later. The city of Florence called me back. They said that they are giving me a position. I had to do a physical, had to get this done. I did the physical. After that, I got the job, so they trained me. I watched training videos. Now I'm learning a lot more stuff on this job. I mean, this is a really good paying job. Dude, it pays real good, got good benefits and everything. I ain't gonna say everything now. Now, if there's anybody that's looking for a job that stays in the state of Florence, South Carolina, and they looking for a job, the city of Florence, I can help you, or I can talk to my team lead and he can help get you out there. It's a real good paying job. So that was how I got that job, because the Lord found favor, and the team lead to my team lead actually talking to me about the job. Now, I wasn't going to take that job. I was not going to take that job. I don't know nothing about doing it, but now I'm learning a lot about it. And so far, I've been on the job for 2 months. Sometimes the jobs get crazy, and sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes the jobs be crazy. And it was times to where I actually thought about quitting. It was times where I thought about giving up and quitting, because sometimes the jobs be real tough. Sometimes they be real crazy and this and that. I still don't know everything. So it was times to where I wanted to quit. But everybody was telling me, no, when it get tough, you got to hang on in there. You got to stick with that job. That's a really good job. You got to stick with it. You got to be tough. It's going to get tough, but you got to hang in there. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hang in there. I'm trying to hang on with this job as much as I can. So I'm still, I'm hoping and praying that I do have this job for a while. I'm hoping that I keep it for a good while. So that's pretty much my history of work. I haven't been working that long. Sounds like I haven't, but that's my history of jobs. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you chilled out and had a snack and everything. Hope you had some popcorn. I hope you had some chocolate, because that sounds good too. I'm about to go ahead and cut this video off, because I got to go back to work in the morning and I got to do my exercises. So I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Peace.